Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah, sounds good.
Today we're looking at something pretty interesting, I think.
hmm
A daily work report, actually, detailing a collaboration between uh, an AI assistant, Gemini, and a human expert.
Right, working together on bash scripting.
Exactly. And they were tackling some, well, pretty complex stuff.
Automating YAML config file processing, validation,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, and the associated CSV data. Quite the task.
And what really stands out is how they got there. They mention achieving robust and reliable solutions
Uh-huh.
through iterative development. That's key.
Right. So our mission here is to kind of unpack their process.
Yeah, pull out the useful bits from their problems, their solutions.
See what you, listening, can learn about problem solving.
And collaboration, too, even if your tech stack is totally different.
Okay, so it gets really interesting when they break down the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
They had three main areas. First up, a script called YAML-splitter.
Right.
Now, what was the initial hurdle there? It was meant to break up big YAML files.
Yeah, but it wasn't quite working. It ran into bad file descriptor errors.
Ah, okay. Classic file handling issue.
Pretty much. And it was creating these extra, parasite files they didn't want.
Not ideal.
No. And the goal was very specific. Only keep content up to and including a section called baseMap.
So precision was key. How did they fix that, those descriptor errors and extra files?
Well, they really dug into Awk's file handling capabilities.
Getting specific with
Exactly. Using close to manage file handles properly and being careful with print versus print.
Right. Controlling where the output actually went.
Yep. And sending status messages to standard error, def starter to keep the main output clean.
Smart.
And crucially, they tightened the logic to stop writing after that basemap section.
Ah, so ensuring clean, properly truncated files.
Precisely. It really shows that sometimes you don't need a new tool.
You just need to understand the one you have better.
Exactly. Deeper knowledge pays off.
That makes sense. Okay, so next up was the big one, right? What they called the most challenging aspect.
Yeah, the YAML mapping parser.
This was validating the basemap section against CSV data.
That was the goal. But parsing YAML inside a bash script...
Well, it's not really built for that, is it?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's brittle. The script was struggling to grab the metadata reliably.
Like file location, file name?
Uh-huh. And the column count from basemap. It kept throwing basemap not found or as empty errors.
Ouch. So their initial attempt using awk for this didn't pan out.
No, they found it too fragile. Awk is powerful, but maybe not the right fit for nested YAML structure within Bash.
So what was the breakthrough? How did they get past that?
It was actually a pragmatic move. They stepped back.
Okay.
They reverted the YAML parsing part within the validation logic.
Reverted back to what?
Back to, well, a tried and true Bash approach.
Which was?
A while loop, using badge and grep for pattern matching and managing the state.
Ah, the classic text processing tools.
Exactly. They still use awk later for the CSV column check where it fits better.
But for reading the YAML structure itself.
Blast and grep proved more robust in that bash context.
Interesting. Sometimes simpler is better, or at least more reliable.
It definitely can be. Don't overcomplicate, you know?
Good lesson. Okay, finally, they needed something to tie it all together. Orchestrator.
Right. The bash sequential summary report script.
And what was the snag there? It wasn't counting things correctly?
Yeah, the summary counters, total files processed, succeeded, failed. They weren't updating properly.
Why not?
It was a subshell issue. The while red loop they were using to process the files was running in its own little isolated environment, a subshell.
Ah, so any variables changed inside the loop, like the
They
counter?
got lost when the loop finished. They didn't propagate back to the main script. It's a common bash trap.
Right. I think many of us have hit that one. How did they get around it?
They used a neat trick called process substitution with the find command.
Okay, how does that help?
It basically lets the while loop read directly from the output of find as if it were a file. But crucially, it runs the loop in the current shell.
Ah, so no subshell isolation. Variables stick around.
Exactly. Problem solved. They also refined how they check for success or failure.
How so?
Made it more explicit, just looking for the literal string error in the output of the validation script. Made the counts really accurate.
Nice and clean. So wrapping it all up then.
Well, in the end, this whole collaboration, human and AI, produced a really solid set of scripts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They hit some tough parsing problems, some shell-specific headaches.
Like that subshell issue.
Right. But that iterative approach, trying things, refining, plus the user having a good eye for detail, it led to success.
So for everyone listening, what's the big takeaway here? beyond bash specifics.
I think it really underscores the value of that iterative process. Don't expect perfection first time.
Yeah, and the power of collaboration, even if your partner is an AI.
Absolutely. And it shows persistence pays off, being willing to adapt.
Right, maybe going back to an older method, like with set and graph.
Or learning your existing tools, like awk, more deeply.
It's all about finding what works reliably for the specific problem.
Definitely.
So the question for you is, what challenge are you wrestling with right now where maybe a different approach, a bit more iteration, or even a fresh pair of eyes, human or otherwise, could make the difference? Something to think about.